Vegas Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run it again with Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 more there and another first down. The Vikings at 4-3, a game over 500. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
46 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Childress, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Childress, they'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football. Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Underwood. And a pass complete to Waller on the out route. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Underwood. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Really good coverage all over the field. And it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. Remember, he was drafted and released by the Vikings. Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early. And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not? I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and, yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Cook again. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 103 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. He'll buy some time right. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful. It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there. And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll. I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go. To throw on 2nd down. Underwood, flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking up one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Cousins. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Off the play fake. Underwood. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Off play action. Underwood. He's going to let this one go deep. And this one is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Underwood. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted.
Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take over here up near the 40.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
On second down, it's Cook again. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Try to run for it with Jacobs.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 67 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets them down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Jacobs. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the 2nd half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Cook up the gut. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins eluding the pressure right.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Underwood. And his throw here's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 97 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. Underwood.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
In motion, the tight end. On 4th down, Underwood. He's going to air one out. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Play fake, Cousins. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Cook following the penalty.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
On 2nd down, Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. Throwing, Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And this one is right through. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they really need to forget about their last time out, the turnover that led to a field goal. So now they try to regroup, trailing in the final quarter. Obviously, they'd love a touchdown, but 3 would suffice. He's got a man, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A great play there. 75 yards. And the Raiders use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 27, Cousins dancing to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Play action now. Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start. But now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball. Getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Cooper, the man in motion right.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable third down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
From the gun on third down, Underwood. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. The kick by Carlson is good.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Looking to throw. Underwood. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Off the play fake. Underwood. Able to connect with Jacobs. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd.
Well, just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it 3rd and long. Back to throw. Underwood. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return,
and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Cousins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Ambry Thomas.
4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And some room to work. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 34. A huge play there in overtime. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Here's Cook again.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
On 2nd down now, Childress. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. The first throw in overtime now for Cousins. Flush to his right. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Cousins. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT.